Now to a look at our weather forecast. Still fairly breezy for today, but the worst is definitely behind us. Yesterday's windstorm, one of the larger weather events that we saw across the inland northwest so far this year. The rest of this week will actually get a little bit better day by day, and eventually we'll get the warmer temperatures back as well. But still breezy for today and a few cold nights, including those wind chills this morning. But outright temperature-wise, tomorrow night's going to be the coldest night of the week before we get that warm finish to this week. Here are the wind reports from yesterday. Some issues out of central Washington kind of getting hit the hardest, especially right on the Columbia River. That's where Beverly is located. 81-mile-per-hour wind gusts topped the state of Washington of all of our reports. Otherwise, most of the core of the inland northwest saw about 60 to 63-mile-per-hour winds between Spokane, Pullman, Athol, and Kamei, all in that range. And a lot of the other cities in the area were very close to that. Upper 50-mile-per-hour reports, low 60s as well. Today it is still breezy out there, noticeably windy, but not as severe as yesterday. So we still have wind advisories for the Palouse through the Tri-Cities, and again, right on the banks of the Columbia River. And especially, you know, when you stand off the banks of the Columbia River, you know that the winds are always a little bit stronger there. So I think that's why there was a little bit of a extra oomph to those winds from yesterday. All right, kind of big picture here. Windstorm way off to the east, still onshore flow, and that's where you see the showers and even some west slope of the Cascades snow, but we are pretty much dry here this morning, but still a little bit breezy overall. There is the core of the windstorm, again moving straight west to east through southern Canada. The worst of the wind is now going to be in some of my old stomping grounds near Rapid City, South Dakota, and boy, those winds can be up to 75 miles per hour pretty easily up there in the northern plains. As for our wind speeds, expecting 35 to 45 mile per hour winds. So less red shades this time around, more in that yellow shade, which is representing mainly 30 mile per hour winds or so. By tomorrow, outright calm winds, and we're pretty much back to breathing easy in the wind department there. Okay, to future tracker, not much to see here. Do note that the mountains are still expecting some snow, especially over Lookout Pass and over the Cascades as well. There is a chance this afternoon between 2, 3, or 4 o'clock today that we could see a couple pop-up showers, especially in northeastern Washington and into maybe the core of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. It's a very, very small chance, but it is there, and it does come up on future tracker just as the winds are still disturbing a little bit of the atmosphere. It is looking a lot sunnier and a lot calmer heading into Wednesday. I mentioned the mountain passes. Here's a live look across all three of these passes. A little bit of some light precipitation, mostly snow over Lookout Pass, but all of the passes are reporting very snowy and icy conditions. Snoqualmie is requiring chains as of this hour, so keep that in mind if that is part of your travel plans for today. Last weather implication is it's going to be rather cold for tomorrow morning. That's a low of 28 degrees for Wednesday morning. So still some very cold mornings with that colder air rushing in, but our daytimes are still looking fairly mild to pretty warm, especially for the back half of the week. It's quite the temperature difference when we go from a low of 32 on Thursday morning to a high of 65. So that'll be quite a drastic change from the morning to the afternoon hours there. And then it gets even colder come the weekend next week with our highs only topping out in the 40s.